Hey guys, my name is Hilary, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome and thanks for watching. So this week's video is going to be my top 10 holiday travel tips. I know there's a lot of different holiday videos going around, but I haven't really seen anyone that kind of gives some tips for when you're traveling during the holidays. Everybody knows it can be kind of a pain and quite stressful, so I thought I would share my top 10 tips that will hopefully allow you guys to have a little bit less stress while you're out and about visiting family and friends this season. So let's just get started. So my number one tip is to get to the airport early. And I know that a lot of airlines and people who have flown a lot before say you should get there about 2 hours early. During the holidays, honestly, I would say get there even earlier. 2 hours can even be a little bit close when it comes to people traveling. If you're going someplace like right before Christmas or coming home right after Christmas, there's going to be a lot of people. There's no way around it. There will probably be delays depending what part of the country you're in. So I would say get to the airport early. There is nothing worse than running late for a flight and then getting to security and seeing that there is a crazy long line of people who are honestly just trying to get to their same destination as you are. So my number two tip is to just expect to be delayed. This delay could be in something like your airplane getting delayed because of weather. People could be backed up just because they're trying to get people on the plane, trying to get people off the plane, or you could get there and there could be a crazy amount of people going through security. So either way, you might get delayed. It's a crazy time of year. People travel. Everybody wants to get home with their family or friends or go on a crazy fun vacation, depending what everyone's doing. But if you go into your travel with a good attitude and expecting that it might happen, it's gonna honestly make it better. And if something does happen, you're not gonna be near as stressed out. Plus, this kind of plays into where my number one tip comes in, where you should get there early. If you're expecting that there might be a delay and get there a little early and you don't have to fight through security as much, it's gonna make your whole day better. So my number three travel tip is to bring an extra set of clothes for the climate that you're going to. If you're headed somewhere where it's going to be a little bit cold or somewhere where it's going to be really, really hot, I would totally say to bring an extra set of clothes in your bag that is going to work for that climate. So if it's going to be cold, bring a jacket, bring a sweater, especially if you're coming from someplace like I am, like Florida, if I was going up north. Or if you're coming from up north and coming to Florida, maybe bring something that's going to be a little cooler, a little tank top or some kind of like a shirt that'll be comfortable. Because worst case scenario, the flight, they lose your luggage and then you have nothing to wear. And yes, you could shop and yes, you could buy some new clothes, but who wants to always just, depend on that? It would be so much better if you're just prepared and bring everything with you on the plane. And worst case scenario, you just brought an extra set of clothes in your carry-on. So my number four tip is to download your favorite series on iTunes, or maybe even like use Hulu or Netflix, something like that. That way you can binge watch while you're on your flight. It also works especially while you're at the airport. You can totally entertain yourself. Something that my fiance and I like to do is to stop watching whatever series we're watching. That way when we get to the airport, it's exciting. We've been really wanting to catch up and we haven't seen it lately. We did that with Friday Night Lights, and we did that one time with The Vampire Diaries, and it was so much fun. Plus, when you're in your destination, maybe you don't have really good Wi-Fi, so having that on your computer, it'll give you something to do if you're taking like a lazy day, or if you're visiting with your family during the holidays. You can maybe watch it all together depending what it is. So my number five tip is to bring some extra clothes with you, or some extra things to make sure that you're comfortable while you're on the plane. I like to bring a little pillow. Sometimes I bring like fuzzy socks if I think I'm going to be cold and I'm wearing sandals, but I would also recommend bringing something like a blanket. That way, if it gets a little chilly, you have something to kind of cover up and keep warm with. Plus, the double thing about this is if you get stuck in the airport and you can't fly anywhere, you have stuff to sleep. You have a pillow, you have a blanket, or even like fuzzy socks, something to just keep you warm and comfortable. Because, honestly, it's not fun to get stuck somewhere, but worst case scenario, you have stuff and you're prepared. So my number six travel tip is to bring hand sanitizer. When you're flying during the holidays, especially, there are people from all over the place, and that means one thing to me besides fun and different people: germs. There are going to be germs everywhere. And I know air flights or planes, airlines, they like to say that they clean really well, but let's face it, there's no way they're getting that airplane clean in between flights. And to me, that is so gross, being on a plane thinking about who was sitting there before me. Yuck. You can get the little things of hand sanitizer from CVS, Walgreens, depending what you have by you, and just keep it in your purse. Obviously, you have to show when you go through security, but having that, you get your hands clean, especially if you're going to have a snack while you're on the plane. Also, I would bring wipes, antibacterial ones, so that you can wipe down your area. Obviously, you don't have to go too crazy, but wiping down the table, wiping down the armrests, always good. Get rid of as much as you can. Plus, that way, if you bring out your stuff, you don't have to feel as gross about having things sitting out. My number 7 tip is to think ahead and plan ahead when you're traveling this time of year. If you think about it, there's going to be a lot of families and a lot of kids traveling during this time of year. So think ahead. If you're someone that wants to sleep on the plane, bring earplugs, bring headphones, make yourself comfortable. Don't sit there and have a bad flight and let it ruin the rest of your day because there's a kid in the next aisle crying. So I would honestly say bring earplugs and bring headphones. Your headphones, you can watch your shows, you can listen to your music, whatever the case may be. Earplugs, you can tone out the sound. My number 8 tip, if you're flying home and you're bringing gifts, I would say put them in your carry-on bag. Even if it means you have to bring a rolling bag. Obviously, if you're bringing breakables home, you can't be dependent on the airline to make sure that they get there safely and not broken. But also, what if the airline loses your luggage? That would be the worst thing if you're bringing something home for somebody and then they lose it. But if you have it with you, that'll prevent that. So I would say if you are bringing home a gift for someone, make sure you put it in your carry-on. That way you don't have to worry about losing it. My number 9 tip, and this is super important, if you are planning on maybe freshening up when you get to your destination before you see your family and friends, bring all that with you. Toothbrush, toothpaste, girls, makeup remover maybe if you want to reapply, and guys or even girls, deodorant, hairbrush, something like that. You can get to the airport and you can just kind of freshen up a little bit before you see your family. I know personally when I get to my destination, I like to go to the bathroom because usually I have to go anyway, but I like to wash my hands. I almost hurt my phone. I like to wash my hands, and I like to sometimes wash my face because it kind of gets that icky feeling of being on a plane out of there, and that is amazing. Another thing that kind of goes along with bringing your stuff in your carry-on is that, again, if you get stuck at the airport for a little bit longer, you have a toothbrush, you have your deodorant, you have a hairbrush, you're pretty comfortable, you can get ready and not look quite as bad as the guy next to you who decided to just pack everything. And my final tip, and this is probably the most important, is to just be nice. Obviously be nice to the traveler next to you. You have no idea where they're going or where they've just come from, maybe what they're going through, but also be nice to the airport staff, the people in the restaurants, the people working at security, the people working maybe when you check in and they take your bags. Honestly, a lot of them probably have families that they want to be home with, but they're at work. And if you've ever worked a job that makes you work on a holiday or around the holidays, it can be rough and you really wish you were home. So honestly, going up, saying thank you, smiling, and maybe honestly something I would like to do personally if I travel around the holidays, or maybe I'll do it another time, is bring little cards, maybe just like a little index card to just kind of give out as you go. Because honestly, again, you have no idea what people are going through or where they've been, or if it will honestly make their entire week. So just doing a little thing, even just smiling if you don't want to bring a gift, smiling and saying thank you, it could really mean everything to them. Because in that type of a profession, you probably get yelled at a lot and you deal with people that are just so upset and everything's gone wrong. So having someone that says thank you or smiling or even giving them, like I said, a little gift like that, it could really make their time. So that is my 10 tips for traveling during the holidays. Like I said, a lot of these could be used other times of the year. It doesn't necessarily have to be right now, but I would totally recommend them. Let me know maybe which one was your favorite, or if you have some travel tips that you use. I think I've told you guys before, I love to travel, so I will totally take your tips into account and subscribe. tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. I'm having a lot of fun really making videos so far. I know I haven't made much, but I'm trying to get better. I'll be thinking about all of you and praying for you, and have a great holiday. Bye.